Well, good evening, everybody. This is a really great occasion to be together, especially as we honor our distinguished recipients that Anne Marie just went through. We're also here to bestow the two largest and most distinguished awards for CII. That's the Richard L. Tucker Leadership and Service Award and the Carol H. Dunn Award of Excellence. The first award is named after Richard Tucker, and I actually got to know Richard, I would say, in the early 1990s. I did my master's degree under him, and I actually worked at CI for a little bit of time. My master's thesis was the first Value Best Practices study, and it was a far cry from what you saw earlier today, which was a whole lot better. So I don't know if they'd let me graduate with the work that I did back then, but Richard was a real influence on my life, and I think this is an absolutely great award. So the Richard Tucker Leadership and Service Award goes to an individual that's contributed significantly to CII, and through their career, through everything that they did, contributed to CII and the success of the organization. It's named after Richard Tucker because, of course, he was the first director. He was really the instigator and the founder and the catalyst that started CII, along with visionary leaders from originally 29 other member companies. And he was the director of CII until 1998. So the selection criteria for the Richard L. Tucker Leadership and Service Award is that the recipient must have been active in CII programs and provided significant or exceptional service to further the mission of CII. The recipient must have demonstrated strong and lasting commitment to support the mission of CII, and also have served as a role model for others within CII. So the award's been given for a while now. I think we have got about a total of 12 recipients. We're pretty fortunate tonight to have Rich Hoffer and Jesus de la Garza Chema. Both of them are with us today. If you guys could stand up. And so the award tonight is going to go to Jerry Eyink, but before I say much about Jerry, we wanted to show a little video, and I think this sums up a bit about what Jerry's done for CII.
Hello. These guys took care of that thing, right?
Hey, Mikey, we take care of that thing?
Hey, Nicky, you took care of that thing, right?
Yeah, sure. Come on, please. Hey, did you take care of that thing yet?
Yeah?
You took care of that thing, right?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is Jerry there?
Yeah.
You took care of that thing, right?
So is Jerry there, and you took care of that thing right? And that's the thing about Jerry, is he's always been there for CII for 30 years. He's been there even after he retired from Anheuser-Busch. He's been there for CII, and essentially everything circles back to Jerry. In a way, what's in the video of it coming full circle, he was actually one of the charter members of the Knowledge Management Committee. And of course, you saw the knowledge base earlier today and how wonderful that is. And that's really his phenomenal leadership, working with others on that team, motivating 200 volunteers. Just really an amazing story. So, plus it was produced by Anheuser-Busch, so it was pretty fitting. So Jerry is originally, for those of you who don't know, he's from St. Louis, Missouri, lives there currently. He's a retired executive with Anheuser-Busch, has over 32 years of experience, mostly in engineering and project management. He was the group director for the project management and planning part of the engineering group for brewing operations and technology for Anheuser-Busch. That's a long title, so apparently you had a lot of different responsibilities there. He really managed a portfolio of projects all the way up to about $500 to $800 million for their food, beverage, and also they family entertainment, so they operated some amusement parks at one point in time. He's been an active member of CII for over 30 years, as I said, and he's held pretty much any leadership role in CII. He was on the executive committee. He was on the executive advisory council. He received the CII Distinguished Service Award in 2008. He has a quote. He says, the Richard Tucker Award is quite meaningful to me because Richard is the person who inspired me to participate in CII back in 1985. He convinced me that joining CII would be a win-win, both for my career and for the growth of CII, and the further projects at Anheuser-Busch as well, I'm sure. He has a bachelor's in industrial engineering from Purdue, and he has an MBA from St. Louis University. In addition to all that he's done for CII, he's also very involved with the National Academy of Construction, the St. Louis Council of Construction Consumers, and he's been a lecturer for many years at Arizona State in the Del Webb School of Construction in some of their programs. We're fortunate to have his wife Diane and his son Brian, who's an attorney here in the Washington, D.C. area. If you guys could stand up and recognize the family. But I think when you talk about leadership and service to CI, this knowledge base was really a big deal. And Jerry worked on this for the past 4 years, and it wasn't always easy. And motivating people to go through, tens of thousands of pages of great research material and boil it to the core essence and the key findings is a huge task. And actually, when I became the director in December, I told Kim Allen, who was also working on the project, and Kim, by the way, did a phenomenal job on this as well. I said, Kim, if we get to the conference in the summer and 15 or 16 of those 21 knowledge areas are done, it's a total success because, there's just so much to go through. Well, guess what? With Jerry at the helm and Kim and a bunch of other volunteers on the committee and the Knowledge Management Committee doing their magic, they completed all 21 knowledge areas, which is just an amazing thing. Yeah, and ahead of schedule. So probably without any further ado, Jerry, if you want to come up. Congratulations.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
You stand here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
My turn?
Yeah. Now I'll turn the mic over to you.
I don't think Stephen realized I have a 30-minute piece to share with you this evening. Well, before I start my gratitude to you all, let me first of all congratulate all the other recipients this evening for what they do for CII in the industry. And that's what this organization is about. Everyone chipping in, doing what they can to improve the industry. So thank all of you. I must say I'm honored and humbled to be receiving this Richard Tucker Service and Leadership Award. Stephen stole a little bit of my thunder, but I'm humbled because it's named after a man, Richard Tucker, that I truly admire. He inspired me exactly 31 years ago in the 1985 first conference in Keystone, and I was a young engineer at the time. Don't know that now, like many of you, and he said, you're just the type of young engineer we need to be a part of CII. You can grow and learn with the organization. And believe it or not, I really appreciate Richard's mentorship because he's absolutely right. It's been a win-win-win. It's been a win for my company, for everything we've been able to learn and put in place that we've gotten from CII. I think it's been a win for CII because we've been a very large advocate and of an industry member that really participated. And I certainly know it's been a win for me my personal career, as well as what I've learned from the organization. I'm honored because it comes from CII, an organization I truly admire. They do such a wonderful, tremendous job in improving the industry. I'm also honored because of the stature and reputation of the prior recipients, many of which I can call friends, based really on what I've been involved with in CII for 30 years. I've been an advocate, and one of the things I told Stephen just today, you know what I'm really proud of? I've now been able to work with all 5 of the CII directors. And I think I might be the first one to have been able to say that. Even though this is an individual award, we all know nothing in this industry is done alone, so I'm a fortunate man. I'm fortunate to have worked for a company and organization that believed in what CII was about and gave me the opportunity to work with this organization. Of course, I think we got a lot of benefits in return. I'm fortunate that my colleagues at Anheuser-Busch also embraced the opportunity to participate. Several of them are with us this evening, but they embraced the opportunity to learn and bring that learning back to our company and improve what we did day in and day out. But more than that, we took it to try to improve the industry competitiveness of our whole communities that we worked and lived in. We shared this information with our peers, with our building partners, and with our local councils. And I truly believe that's the essence of what CI is about, is not only what you learn, is what you share and give to your communities. I'm fortunate, and Stephen mentioned my family. They have been very much a support for me throughout all this and often encouraging me to continue to participate. My wife, Diane, often reminds me and has reminded me very frequently over the last few months, giving is more rewarding than receiving, and that's absolutely true. I want to share a little story, and it's from a gentleman that's one of my many mentors at CII, and he's in the audience today. And he said, simply, it's not about leaving your legacy, it's about living your legacy. And I think that's one of the opportunities we have with CII is to live your legacy while you're working and participating with an organization like this, whether you're sharing it with your peers or younger folks that you can mentor. But it's the ability to live in what you're doing and not look back at you when you're done and, hey, what did I do? It's what we're doing here together. Think about that for a minute, because what I would like to do is encourage all of you here tonight. Those of you that are involved in CII, stay involved. Maybe even step it up a little bit. Those of you that are new and aren't, get involved. It is a win-win-win, and I think it's an opportunity where we all can live our legacy through CII. Find that committee or find that team you want to work on, something that matches your company's interest or your own personal interest. You know, connect to someone else in CII that you don't know. And you know what? And take that information back to your organization and share it with your building partners. You know, CII is on a cusp of a transformational change, driven by you members. We have the new governance, and Stephen mentioned we have the new reinvented knowledge base. And both of those are platforms for you to continue to what you've been doing over the last 30 years. Continue to challenge the industry norms. Don't be complacent. Don't accept the status quo. Set those, what we used to call BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. Work on the edge a little bit. Promote change, promote growth. All that's going to drive continued business success. One of the things I often told the folks I work with, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. And that's what you as leaders in the industry have to do. You can't take up too much space. You have to live on the edge. You have to be innovative. You have to continue to change. So in closing, I'd just like to thank Stephen, all members of CII for the great opportunity and this recognition, but truly it's an honor and privilege to work with CII. And above all, 31 years has been a whole lot of fun. I've met a whole lot of people that I've lifelong memories with, and I appreciate that. But I look forward to the ongoing success of CII, to continue to drive business success, and hopefully, Stephen, this isn't a way to get rid of me. Enjoy your conference. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.